Hi. So this is a bit out of the blue, but I want to talk a little bit about self-love, self-suppression, and breathing. I'm bringing this up because in my work, whether I work with people and I do sessions or when it comes to massages, I encounter a lot of people who have a hard time breathing. And I look at this from a few different perspectives. Of course, it's all physical body, so we can look at, people not doing so good, being sick, the diaphragm being a bit, tense and spasming and stuff, or people have sinuses and other kind of problems. So there's that. And of course, we have to look at that side to see like how the person is doing, physical exercises and everything else. It's important. But one of the biggest things I noticed where a lot of people are actually able to breathe fully is when they let go of a lot of the things that are holding them back. A lot of it comes from people who, in a way, suppress us or stop us or limit us. And it can be, parents or siblings or coworkers. In life, we encounter a lot of people who, one way or the other, might stop us. They might not like what we say or what we do or what we are. Or they might not like what, we do say or we don't say, we do or don't do, and all of these things, right? So with it comes a thing where some of us might care about what others will say or think about us. And in that way, we are trying to fit in and be like everyone else. Kind of blend in, not be noticed, being the good girl, being the good guy, being a normal human being and not standing out too much. Being, just kind of invisible. So a lot of these things put people under such pressure that, in a way, psychologically, emotionally, on a theoretical and astral level, it's kind of like imagine your physical body where you have space. When you're doing good, you watch Tony Robbins, and as possible. When you're doing good, you're able to breathe. You breathe in and you breathe out. Your lungs are fine. Your shoulders are out. Like you're like, yeah, get relaxed. When life gets tense, when you're under pressure, when you're under stress, your body crawl. It's like defensive mechanism, like we were in the fetus position, right? So we're into that covering up. But at the same time, you're squeezing our muscles. The lungs have like less space, so now like it's harder to breathe. That happens on a few levels. Physically, yes, of course, it's always visible, but also in a way we twist ourselves energetically to the point where we feel like we have no more space for ourselves. It's really hard to handle everyone around us. It's really hard to handle people and everything that happens. So we're just trying to hide from the world. And that happens on many levels. And that's like, let's say, when it comes from the outside. But we also have this immense pressure from within. It's here. We read a lot of books, we watch videos, we look at other people, and we kind of have expectations of what we would like our life to be like, or what it should be like. We have expectations, we have assumptions, an idea, and when it doesn't match, when you either don't take actions, or you do and it fails, or it doesn't work the way you want, and you see yourself stuck in that hole, and you don't like where you are, it's gonna hurt. And then we start putting pressure on ourselves. People are getting really hardcore into, let's say, working out. And working out is good. It's good for you, it's healthy. But sometimes your body is telling you, today I want to rest. And you're like, nope, let's push it. I'm on a schedule. And by all means, I am not a personal trainer. I don't teach people to work out. So some of you might have ideas of how to do it right. And I'm pretty sure you're correct and right about it. But right now I'm talking about the people, not necessarily just in the working out area, but also having to make certain amount of money, having to find a job, having to fit in with the coworkers, or there are certain things you want out of yourself and you don't see it yet. So you force yourself to do things you don't want to do. And even a lot of people are dealing this where they have to work at a job they don't like just to make money, just to survive. I know that. I get it. It's really hard. Been there, done that. And so that is like the hardest thing. Some of us are trying to fit in. Some of us are trying to be good enough, prove to others that we're worthy, or some of our fears push us into that place. Fear of being abandoned, fear of not being good enough, fear of like having to please everyone else. And it comes from our childhood. It comes from the very early incidents where we become hypervigilant, where we see everyone else having trouble, so we're trying to be the bigger person. A lot of us end up growing up or becoming way mature beyond their years. Like still like a little kid when the age comes, but the mindset of the person is very different. And you can talk to that person about everything. And so it's hard on those people. So one of the biggest things is learning to deal with that and learning to be aware of yourself. How much pressure do you give yourself? How much pressure do the environment give to you? How are you doing and dealing with the pressure? And at the same time, are you listening to yourself? Are you helping yourself? Because a lot of times, we don't have to overdo it. Not like, oh, I don't feel like working out, so I'm not going to work out. I know, like, I've been reading Jim Rohn and others, and, everyone who is successful is saying that, falling out once and not doing that thing in your schedule that you're supposed to do, it's okay. But when it happens more than once, it's so easy to fall off your schedule and lose the good habits that are actually helping you. So to maintain those, it's important if you're changing, if you're working for self-betterment. But it's also important to find the balance and learn to love yourself. Learn to give yourself enough freedom to where maybe you're like, well, okay, you're working out or you're eating certain things to avoid gaining weight, or you're trying to lose it. And you're like, okay, for self-love, I don't do it often. I don't do it ever, or it's been months, but I'm gonna reward myself and I'm gonna get, a cup of coffee, or I'm gonna get a chocolate or a donut or ice cream or something. It's okay. Like to find yourself in a place where you can allow yourself to do something you wanted to for a long time, and it really makes you happy and it gives you more freedom. For me, one of the biggest things was to learn the physical connection. I was so afraid of people, and I was like, no, 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 I'm not gonna touch them, not gonna be close to people, like stay away, because of all the little traumas I had. Now I work as a massage therapist. I'm both getting the massages and doing them. And learning that connection with people and to be able to learn to love myself, to accept the way I am, to accept everything that has happened to me, and all of the stories I told myself to like, okay, it's just a story. It's time to live. And to take myself in that place where I can rest if I want to rest. I can work out if I want to work out, or if I can work out even if I don't feel like it. But Robin says like, yo, you're never gonna feel like it, do it anyways. And it's a really good tip. But it's also like really important to again find the balance. And hey, everyone's circumstances is different. So if you're doing good in life, good for you. I'm really happy. And if you're winning and if you're succeeding, or it feels like, hey, it's pretty decent, please share your story. What have you done to make it better for yourself? What have you done to succeed to at least be in this good place? For those that are having a hard time, and specifically if you notice yourself having a hard time breathing, a lot of it has to do with having no space to breathe. You're under so much pressure and so many things that are happening to you that it would be good to stop and to at least choose one thing. You don't have to do everything on the list, but one little thing on the list to do something that makes you happy. Do something that you wanted to do for a long time now. And just allow yourself the freedom. If you want to be lazy, be consciously lazy. If you want to be bored, be consciously bored. If you want to eat ice cream, do it consciously. Kind of like allowing yourself that little thing where you're going to enjoy it, but you're going to do it with so much awareness and presence that when you're done, that's self-love. The walk you wanted to take, maybe going to a hair salon, maybe working out, maybe doing something else, just that thing that you're kind of grateful for, whatever makes you happy. Doing it just at least once. Notice the change. Notice how you can probably breathe better because of that. So I'm bringing it up like, diaphragm exercises, working out, everything else is important. Physical health, super important, but also the spiritual level, psychological level, where we get so much pressure from the environment or within ourselves. it's important to find the balance and work on it so that you would have better like conditions to work on yourself and to keep on winning in life or get somewhere. So anyway, just wanted to bring it up. I'm noticing it in a lot of people lately and thought I'll talk about it. So thanks for watching. If you have, anything about this topic you would like to share, please leave a comment and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.